Another chapter in the Utah-BYU rivalry history has been written, and another loss for BYU. Fortunately, fans that you're watching this right now, BYU fans, we're not going to focus too much on that game for good reason.
Move on, friends.
We're going to move on for you. We're not going to rub a salt in the wound. Dave's over here still hurting from
I'm fine,
Saturday's
Jer.
defeat.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's only been 7 years. Don't worry about it.
Well, let's move on to Wisconsin now. That sounds kind of tough, right? Moving on to Wisconsin, brutal. This stretch has been brutal for the Cougars. LSU, Utah, and Wisconsin. That's what you sign up for when you're an independent, right?
We knew it would be.
And it has been. And Wisconsin looks terrific. We saw how good they are against Utah State, where they can basically take a half off and then wake up in the second half and score 59 points. So this is a big challenge coming up for BYU, and they may have to take on this challenge without Tanner Mangum. Now, nothing official from BYU, but he was injured on that final offensive play for the Cougars against Utah. He has an ankle injury. We know that he didn't practice on Tuesday. Beau Hoge is getting the reps, so let's just call it here. Beau Hoge is going to be starting for the BYU Cougars on Saturday, and this is interesting, a very interesting development for BYU, Dave, because things were not going good offensively for this team, and now all of a sudden you're going to get a change that happens, whether – I don't know if a change was going to be coming without an injury, but we now know that we're going to have a change here at quarterback, and Beau Hoge brings a completely different element to this team than Tanner Mangum did.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a good thing, because the whole summer everything was built around this traditional offense, and to revert back to the skill set that Taysom Hill has, and that's very much what Beau Hoge is. He's Taysom Hill light, and I don't mean – I mean, literally, he's a lighter version by about 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds lighter than Taysom Hill. But he's a dual-threat guy. And I tell you, I think a lot of BYU fans looked at what Tyler Huntley did. And Tyler Huntley's not a big guy. He wasn't big like Taysom Hill. But he used his quickness and his speed, and you could see that he opened up a lot of possibilities. But still, the entire preseason, the spring, the summer, everything has been for this traditional offense.
Time will tell, but I think this could actually be an interesting spark for this offense because Beau Hoge is a dual-threat quarterback. He can run with the ball as well as throw the ball. I think that's an element that this offense needs right now, a little bit of unpredictability. A guy that's a playmaker, and maybe Beau Hoge can come in and provide that spark. So we'll have to wait and see. This is kind of a tough way for Beau Hoge to break himself in and get some experience against a team like Wisconsin. That defense is going to be tough, but I don't think this is going to be a one-game thing. I expect Tanner to be out for 2 to 4 games at least. So Beau's going to get a chance, and following this Wisconsin game, probably going to play against Utah State, probably going to play against Boise State, maybe even Mississippi State. We'll have to wait and see how long Tanner is going to be out. But this is an opportunity for Beau Hoge to go out and show what he can do and possibly provide a spark for this offense. And now the defense, Dave, has been outstanding these first few weeks, and it's got to be frustrating for them to put this team in a position to win games, and the offense not being able to get it done the last 2 weeks. I mean, if the offense could have done anything against LSU, they held them to 20-0 there, and they held them a lot of field goals. Maybe that outcome could have been maybe not different, but it could have been a lot closer. And then obviously with the ball, late in the game, a chance to drive down and win, but the offense couldn't get it done late. So that defense has been great, and Kalani Sitake talked about that defense and just how good they've been to start the season.
It's not perfect, but you hate to praise one and then just crap on the other one. But let's be honest, that they've been doing really good, and they're the reasons why special teams and defense is why we had an opportunity to win the game. Patience is not my best virtue either. So I want to be good, and I want to win now, and I want to score a lot of points and stop people from scoring. And that's just, you're never really satisfied, as a coach. And I don't think we are as a program either. We just need to just keep working at it.
Patience is not his virtue. And I don't think patience is the virtue of any BYU fan right now, right?
No.
Everybody wants this team to start scoring some points, and changes have had to be made, and we're going to see some of those changes come on Saturday. And one of those changes is going to be at running back. Ula Tolatau is going to be getting the bulk of carries now. He was impressive enough in the 4 carries that he got in the BYU-Utah game, and he scored a touchdown. And, Dave, we covered Ula at East High School. This is one of the best running backs at the high school level that Utah's ever produced, and that's saying a lot. I mean, Fahu Tahi, Stanley Havili, the list goes on and on of great running backs out of the state of Utah. He's right among those names, and now we get to see him get a chance to become their main ball carrier against Wisconsin, a team that he committed to play for coming out of East High School.
And a lot of people are asking, well, why now? Why are we just now seeing Ula Tolotau? And the fact is, he was hurt during camp. He was hurt during camp, and again, we don't know exactly what it was, what the injury was, but we know that he's relatively fresh off a mission, and as usual, as what usually happens, return missionaries get hurt. Yeah. Very seldomly do they come in and not get hurt because they're lifting, they're pushing their bodies, because they haven't been doing anything for 2 years. So this is very obvious. And it's just now coming to the point where he's feeling healthy, where he's feeling good enough to play. And I think they're trying to ease him in, but I think there was a desperation. I think the coaching staff, especially Ty Detmer and Reno Mahe, realized, listen, man, we're not getting anything from Squally Canada. KJ Hall got injured. Trey Dye is not a 20 carry kind of back. We got to see what Ula can do, and they threw Ula in there, and he was dynamic. He was fantastic. He was a big body, and you could see that it wasn't just him lowering his head and dropping his shoulders and driving over people. He made a great cut, and you can see he's a load to bring down.
Yeah, Ula Tolotau is the kind of running back BYU wants in that pro-style offense, a big, durable back, but that also has breakaway speed once he gets into the secondary. Ula can provide them that, and they've been waiting patiently, and it looks like it's time to finally turn Ula loose. But, man, a tough matchup against a very physical Wisconsin defense, but perhaps that fits. So you finally have a very physical running back that can go out there and match up with some of those linebackers and some of that size that Wisconsin has. So, interesting. 2 changes for this offense coming up on Saturday. Beau Hoge at quarterback, Ula Tolotau at running back, that might add some spice to this offense and help give it a spark and help turn things around for BYU on the offensive side of the ball. We'll find out. 1:30 p.m. Mountain kickoff against 10th-ranked Wisconsin. Major game. It's not very often you get a top 10 team to come west to Lavelle Edwards Stadium, but you get that on Saturday, BYU fans, and who knows, maybe these guys provide enough of a spark that they give the 10th-ranked team in the country some run. Don't miss all our coverage on Sports Beat throughout the weekend.